I remember getting this game for the GameCube and I absolutely loved it. I remember seeing the first videos of Burnout 1 and I was excited for the crashes, man. It is actually really tough to charge up a NOS. You can actually keep the Burnout permanently on, but what you gotta do is stay in oncoming traffic 24/7. That game is so damn classic in so many ways. You have the timer on the top, you know, just like a typical arcade game. I'm afraid. That is. Our first Burnout crash. And no, you cannot turn off the crash camera. The game is extremely simplistic, especially if you played the Burnouts that came after this one. Oh, that's, yeah. No way. No way that's possible. You know, back then it was such a amazing feature just having somewhat realistic crashes in a video game. Like, that was a first. Okay, that's a question for you guys. What's the first racing game you remember that actually had realistic crashes? Oh, wait, do we have another lap, you fucking idiot. That's why I don't drive behind NPCs, man. Nightmare music. It's actually quite anxiety-inducing. This game's lack of content. I mean, you do have a few cups. You basically have a handful of cars, literally one handful of cars, like 5 or 6 tournaments, and that's it. Yeah, like this game, as I said, you know, it's more like a proof of concept. They show that it works, and then they really showed what they can do with the second game. The events are really long, but back then it was normal. It was very normal to have like 3-minute laps and then do 3 minutes per lap and then have like 3 laps. And honestly, I got kind of excited when someone crashed out in front of me, because then I had the chance to actually crash into them. You know, Burnout did a fantastic job of just making better games each time. Burnout 1, definitely their first game. Burnout 2, big increase. Burnout 3, massive increase over the previous one. Then Burnout Revenge was another step up from Burnout 3 for me personally. Yeah, if you crash right before the finish line, you're gonna regret it. Because they rubber band like crazy, like they don't let go of you. So if you crash right before the finish line, you will lose. I remember this particular race very vividly, like this. You know what I did there? Like, I created a roadblock. That's what I played with my brother. Like, when we didn't want to race, we were just riding behind each other, and the guy in front had to create a crash that the other guy couldn't evade, right? So if I was in front, I tried to create a crash that created a roadblock, and my brother, even if he tried to evade, would still crash. Like, that was our self-made game mode in this game. Like, this was a game where I appreciated every little thing, because it was kind of the first of its kind. Shit. We both crashed. Why is there a jump? Okay, it seems like you can drive up some walls. Oh, God, okay, I cannot. Oh, shit. Lampposts will kill you. See, that's the thing, like, the traffic gets afraid of you and steers in the wrong direction. And then it becomes obviously a lot harder for yourself to survive this shit somehow. Also, I'm not sure what the game's gonna do if the timer runs out. Ah, shit. The game is hard for you? It is hard. This is not an easy game. And I think I can also say why. The handling is not as good as you want it to be. Like, you can't control the cars as much as you need to actually avoid the crashes. Like, you just don't have enough control over the car. I'm not surprised everyone's crashing. There's barely any room for survival. Drive on the inside, there's cars. Then you have to evade to the outside to get even more cars. But you have to swerve in between left and right and just hope that on the blind spots there's not going to be a car. So if for some reason this goes wrong... Oh, what is this? Man, getting stuck in the wall, it's so annoying. Man, I was so impressed by this game at the time. It was one of the first of its kind with a proper damage and crash model. I was fascinated by car crashes when I was younger. What is the release year of Burnout 1? Help me out. 2001. Okay, so I was 12. And at the time I was very fascinated with car crash. So I remember watching car crashes as TV shows And I really enjoyed car crashes in movies as well. And I was really sad I couldn't get Burnout 3 and Revenge because I only had a GameCube. Like for me it ended at Burnout 2 and then I got the next game was Burnout Paradise for the PC. And I gotta say I didn't like Burnout Paradise as much as I liked Burnout 2. And I know from a lot of people that you like Burnout 3 and Revenge more than Paradise as well. Especially Paradise became that game that EA just kept selling again and again and again, even with the remaster, instead of just making a new one. You have completed Burnout. That is. And I haven't seen the Burnout 1 credits in quite a while. Alright, that's it. That was Burnout. Hey guys, Kuru here. Check out Instant Gaming for cheap game keys. Click the link in the description below. I was so blown away by Burnout 2, like it was so much better. We got the GameCube version here, which has all the bonus events in the crash mode. So you hit the gas, you tap the brake ever so slightly, and then you pump the gas on the go and get a boost start. Well done, we've completed Offensive Driving 101. Alright, time for the championship mode. The good thing is you actually unlock the driver's ed car, which is kinda overpowered. Like it's way better, for some reason, than all of the other starter cars. By a big margin too. The crashes are so much better in Burnout 2. Especially when we get to faster cars. And we start the crash mode. It got actually introduced in Burnout 2. I know a lot of people started their Burnout journey with Burnout 3. But a lot of the things you know from the later Burnouts started here. Whoa! Hey, we felt that bus, man. The thing is, they do accelerate when you're ahead of them. They have like the most insane rubber band you could think of, which makes it actually easier to, oops, hit them. Way more impressive crashes than Burnout 1. Oh, that's pretty bad. So this is a fun thing you can do. You can place your car in front of the target, and then the target will try to pass you, but since it can't pass you, since you're blocking it, you're gonna get into a hilariously strong crash. Let's see how many cars we can involve. Things you have no control over your car after you crashed. Like once the crash is happening, you gotta watch. I like this crash mode a lot, and I agree, sometimes it's nicer not having to use like the multipliers or the explosions. I failed to crash. Unlucky. But I was fast. I was really fast doing so. Dude, I love the Racing Marathon. I get to play so many good games. I get to play so many good games in the course of a few months. Because sometimes you do get frustrated with modern games. Like, I got frustrated with Grid Legends for the shitty release date. I get frustrated with GT7 for microtransactions. Like, I don't get those frustrations with old games that I know that are good, you know? Oh, this is good. Yes. Destroy. Everyone's just sliding. Oh, whoa, that's gonna hurt. Oh, that's gonna hurt really bad. A truck blocking off the road like this. That's damage. Oh, this is, wow. Where did that damage come from? What happened? Wait, how does this just explode to 57 million? So yeah, you want the buses to go crazy here. 91 million. A little bit more than what the game expects you to have here, the 35 million. Generally, they really nailed handling the Burnout games. So many newer games really struggle to get a satisfying break to drift. All the games from Ghost are probably not nearly as good in break to drift as the Burnout games are. I assume by design they didn't want the cars to be as grippy as the Burnout ones, but I still think that this worked just better. Like, if you already force your game into having break to drift, might as well make it more satisfying. Yeah, Burnout is really fun to play even after all these years. I mean, this is a GameCube and PlayStation 2 game and still holds up, man. Hey, that is GG. Gotta say, it ends pretty quickly. Like, it's so unspectacular at the end, like how fast it's over. So yeah, sleep tight. Definitely do come back tomorrow, and good night.